Hey guys, it's Joe, and in this video I'll be showing you how to make your kicks sound huge. I'll be showing you how to add effects to make them sound central and prominent in your mix. So first things first, you need to get your kick sample. I've got this one here, which is quite good. You of course want to make sure your sample is good in the first place, because there's only so much you can do with a sample to make it sound how you want. So first we're going to go in and have a look at EQ. This kick's quite low with a fair bit of thud, a bit of lax and bassiness. So we'll just go in and open our EQ. And first of all, we're going to add a high pass filter to take out any unnecessary low end, so we'll take that to about here. Make sure it's not affecting it too much. And now we'll add a low shelf to it to boost some of the low end. So it just makes a subtle difference there. Now we're going to add another boost between 80 and 100 Hz, as that's where a lot of the power is. It's still sounding a bit too high, so I'm going to try and single out the frequency that I want to cut out. And to do that, we're going to make a relatively narrow boost at around 15 decibels. This way, the frequency that I want to cut out will become very obvious. That being said, most frequencies sound bad when they have an extreme and specific boost on them, so we've got to listen quite carefully. So we'll add our boost. Sounds like it's at around 350 Hz, so we'll just reduce that a bit and keep the bandwidth relatively narrow. I also want to take out some overall high end to keep the low end in, so we're going to have a pretty wide bandwidth of about 0.2 and reduce that by 2 decibels at 2500 Hz. We'll also add a low pass filter to take out any unnecessary high end. Next we want to use some compression, so we'll just add that in. We want quite a hard compressor on this, so we use a 4:1 ratio. We'll have the threshold at around 20 and push the make up to about 3. We'll have the attack on around 10 and release on about 30. I'll see how that sounds and play around with it a little bit. So as you can hear, it sounds really punchy now. You can also use parallel compression, but I'll put a link below in how to do that. Next we're going to add a direction mixer. So I'll go over into here, down to imaging, and direction mixer. So naturally you want your kick to be at the centre of the stereo image, so it's just as loud in the left speaker or earphone as it is in the right. And now we're going to change the spread in this to 0. This will effectively create a mono signal, which means it will be completely central. Now lastly, we'll add some reverb. So go down here, go into Space Designer, and we'll choose a reverb. We want quite a large space but at a quiet level, so we'll just use a preset for this example. We'll go up into large spaces, rooms, and medium tail. So this is what it sounds like with the reverb at this volume. So that's obviously way too loud. We want to drop that right back so it's still noticeable but not too noticeable. So you can still hear it in the background there. I usually recommend using reverb strictly on buses, but for this example we'll just put it on the channel. So here's what the kick sounded like with nothing on it. And I'll turn everything back on, so you can hear the difference. So it sounds far more punchy and far more forward. These processes are all completely subjective, as the sample you're trying to process will be completely different to the one I've done here. The compression and reverb settings can be relatively similar, and the direction mixer can be the same, but it's the EQ that will vary. Play around with that and parts you like and dislike in your kick frequencies and see what works for your track. I hope you found this video useful, and if you have any questions, please leave a comment or contact me via my website. Thanks a lot for watching, cheers.